Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Roundup, where we cover a bit of news from today and then go over the LEC series that occurred just now, preview tomorrow's LEC Spring Finals, as well as preview the VCS Finals. These two series here will decide the final two teams to go to MSI. But first, let's go over the official news. I understand EG might be selling all their players, but until that's official, I'm not going to discuss it in depth. The only team that officially made moves was Anyone's Legend in the LPL. They went 3-13 this past split, so things needed to be changed. The bot lane, Betty and Sword Art, are out. Betty had a 3-3 KDA, 9-1 CS per minute, 66.5 KP. So you hear those numbers and you know this guy was on struggle street to say the least. 9.1 CS per minute. He's not getting fed by any means. 408 gold per minute, 584 damage per minute, 12 champions in 41 games. Anyone's Legends LDL team, AL Young, Hungry is their 80 carry, and I think Hungry is pretty good. These stats are from Split 1. 392 KDA, 986 CS per minute, 63.3 KP, so slightly less involved, but getting a lot more farm. I mean, we're almost at 10 CS per minute, of course, at a lower level of play. 454 gold per minute, 637 damage per minute, so 50 gold, over 20 minutes, 1,000 gold diff there. 637 damage per minute, and then 8 champions in 21 games. I wouldn't be shocked if they went with him. Obviously, there are players available. iBoy, I think Kepler is on somebody, maybe Ninja in Pajamas. No, I think he's on JDG's LDL team, so there are some good 80 carries out there. Sword Art, we know of him. Obviously played with TSM, also played with Flash Wolves. That's really where Sword Art's name was made. 3 KDA, 71.4 KP, 15 champions in 41 games this past split. Last year, he was Weibo's support. He was a support on Weibo, of course, but he was their substitute, so he didn't play much last year. Kai Shun is the backup. Kai Shun played with Rogue Warriors in 2021 for 16 games in spring. They would go 1-15, so it was not a great showing. 1.4 KDA, 75 KP, played 5 champions in 16 games. I would not be shocked if they went in a different direction at support. There are a few supports available. Now, as far as, keeping Hungry and Kayshawn together, I could see that being a play as well. The coaching staff, so everybody is out. When you go on Anyone's Legends Leaguepedia, there are no organization members listed now. So I don't know who the coach is going to be, but JMZ is out, as well as ZYB, their assistant. JMZ only was coach for this split, going 3-13. If you include that with his career win-loss, he is 61 and 121, so I would say he's not great. Not his win rate is not good. 61 and 121 is pretty bad, right? So, Anyone's Legends a tire fire, but at least they're trying to make changes. Predictions. So, I went 312 and 150 on the year thus far. One more prediction left. I continue to pick against Mad Lions, and Mad Lions continues to win. So, I picked Vitality to win 3-1, and Mad won 3-1. Vitality just doing what we've seen them do. So, Karzi led the way, 16-8-20, 28% of damage. Elyoya was my MVP, going 14-5-36. I think Elyoya has played an exceptional 2 series back-to-back. He is playing great League of Legends, showing that he is the best LEC jungler. Perks, 15-16-19, 33% of damage in mid for Vitality. So this series started off on the wrong foot. Bo getting over-aggressive at level 2 or 3 in the very early game of Game 1 and getting caught out by Elyoya and dying. And that would just snowball, and Nisqy would have 13 kills in that game on Ahri. On red side, by the way, very important. Very important to note on red side. So this gives Mad advantage the rest of the series. Obviously, winning no matter what gives you an advantage, but the fact of the matter is blue does have a higher win rate than red. I don't really buy into it being a big difference, but a lot of people think it is. And then Vitality responded in a big way in game 2. Perks doing a fantastic job on Tristana. I think that is without a doubt. He really was dominant in game 2. His DPM through 25 minutes might have been 1,000. Just really exceptional play. Now, the bot lane for Vitality, I felt like at times had some good moments in team fights, but otherwise, pretty sus. And the fact of the matter is, because Perks led the team in damage, Upset really didn't do his job, in my opinion. Now, you could say, well, he didn't die a lot, because I don't think he did, because that's the way Upset plays. But that lack of aggression and, well, obviously very passive play if he's not aggressive, doesn't bode well. And then game 3 and game 4, Mad Lions came out and they responded. The Lissandra for Niski was very good. I think that was game 3. Might have been game 2 in the loss. I'm trying to not swap those two. I think he had Lissandra in game 3. I know game 4, his TF was very important. Like facilitator, Lissandra, TF. Very facilitator oriented. When Niski's at his best. Actually, the Ari in game 1, him going off, was a big surprise. I thought Photon in game 4 also was very good. His Kennen had 3k gold, and I'm like, not Chasey, sorry. Korean top laners, I swapped him. Chasey was up 3k gold on Photon, and figured out a way to make things happen, and get his damage out, do work, and carry team fights, pick off, Upset, in a key team fight at Baron towards the end of the game. That was super important. Also side lane pressure. We talk about side lane pressure, and it's got to turn into something to be worthwhile, and he was making something of it. You know, he was drawing Perks over, he was drawing Photon over, and in doing so, Chasey is creating pressure, taking the turret. The team, I didn't really like that Mad were pussyfooting around the Baron. I thought they should have just taken the Baron, especially the second time, but they didn't. And it didn't matter because then they won the fight around Baron later on. Elyoya doing a great job. Chasey getting on top of Upset. The thing is, like, Vitality continue to get cut out. Bo gets caught out. Perks dying. And the thing is with this, I've been saying it all along. This, I think it's coming, it's becoming more clear that I don't see a leader on this team. There are a lot of, I would say Photon probably doesn't have an ego. I really don't think Photon has an ego, but I think Bo does, Perks does, Upset does. And I don't see like the leader that between games and after games is like, what the fuck is that? Why are we doing that? Why do you think, like, why do we continue to make the same mistakes? Why do we continue to get caught out? Why do we continue to be over aggressive? And even then, why are we not on the same, like, why are we not on the same page here, right? Like, you go for something, well, after 2 or 3 months, 3 months, 4 months, you guys should probably have worked that out, right? And it hasn't been worked out. You know, they replaced Neon with Upset, and they still don't get it done, right? And Mad Lions, you know, they may have won 3-6 in best of ones, but in these best of fives, they're pretty damn consistent, right? I don't think, at this point, nobody's won more best of fives than Mad Lions this year. Can't take that away from them. They've won 4 of them, 4-1 in best of fives. Does anybody have an 80% win rate in best of fives this year? No, they don't, because obviously that's not possible. Mad Lions doing it the way they're doing it, but I think that is something to note, because we look at Mad Lions last year not winning any best of fives and then going to Worlds, and a lot of people giving them shit, and they don't get out of play-ins, and yes, that is embarrassing. That's true. But Mad Lions have shown, once again, that they are one of the best teams in the LEC. And the lack of respect they get is really unfortunate, because they had 2 bad Worlds runs. Had a really good MSI run, though. And they beat your teams, right? They win. In the end, they win, and they win soundly. So you've got to respect that. Sneak peek: Mad Lions and BDS. Mad Lions 3-6, BDS 7-2. They only played once this split. BDS winning. This was week 1, so over a month ago. Actually, almost 2 months ago now. Month and a half. Crowney was the MVP on Aphelios, going 11-05, 31% of damage. Carzy was 1-2-0 for Mad Lions. The way Chasey's playing and the way Adam's playing, I'm interested in that matchup. Chasey may really do some work tomorrow. Mid lane, Niski's doing well. Nuke is doing well. If you take away the Cassiopeia, how well does Nuke do? We'll find out. Sheo, this is a big moment for him, as well as Nuke. Obviously, this is their first time in an event like this, and a big stage, a big moment. MSI on the line. Like, when you look at this, Mad Lions have been here before. BDS have not. Adam, but BDS, the rest of BDS, no. I don't believe so. Mad Lions have been here before. This is going to be a very interesting situation. If BDS lose, personally, I would not call them a choker or a fraud, being the fact that they are here for the first time. This is going to be a big moment for them, and if they don't show up, they don't show up, and hopefully they can build from it, for summer. I think writing them off would just be the typical league community hyperbole that, that just, nobody can resist. VCS preview, if you're sticking around for this, like I said, this is the final MSI slot as well. That'll happen after this, but it's STBC Esports against GAM Esports. They've played 11 times this year. They play best of 3s in the regular season, and then they just played a best of 5 yesterday. And GAM have won 7 of the 11 games, winning 3 of the 5 yesterday. A big reason why they won Game 5 yesterday, apparently SBTC's jungler DK didn't buy a jungle item. That would not help your cause. Now, as far as being in control, who's in the lead in these series? Well, these games, STBC Esports actually have been ahead for 51% of the time that these two teams have played this year out of 11 games. So it is a really close series, despite it being, a close matchup, despite it being 7-4 in GAM's favor when it comes to wins and losses. GAM finds a way to win in the late game. STBC Esports usually can get ahead at points in the game. When we compare the two, because I have not watched them play, keep that in mind. I may watch it tomorrow just because, depending on what I'm doing in the morning. Nipper, in top lane, last year had 80, if you take Southeast Asia games, then it's over 100. But he had 83 solo kills in 81 games in the VCS. He is a real coin flip player up in top lane. He is disgusting in both ways, good and bad. 29, 41, and 44 in these 11 games. 21% of damage. Kia in top lane for GAM, 38, 28, 67, 26% damage. A lot of people think he's world class when I hear about him. We have J Beast in our Discord. J Beast has also been a part of VCS English in the past, so hearing his insights always helpful. Sometimes you see him in the comment. Kia is very talented as well. DK in the jungle, 20, 38, 74, 16% of damage. Levi is the star of GAM. Levi is in the conversation for best minor region player out there. We saw him at Worlds, obviously look very good, and in years past internationally also put his foot down. Went 45, 21, and 84, 18% of damage. So the damage isn't really there, but 45 kills out of your jungler, that's a lot of kills, right? Mid lane, we have Dia1, 25, 33, 57, 24% of damage. Katie across from him, very similar stat line. Doesn't die as much, so went 29, 22, and 92. So facilitator, 92 assists out of a mid laner. That's quite a few assists, right? And 24% of damage as well. So, so far, the top lane of GAM deals quite a bit more damage than SE's top lane. We're 5% difference here, right? But as far as mid and jungle are concerned, it's pretty close. It's the bot lane where SE really has an advantage. Slater and Paulette have done a much better job than Style and Xin in these matchups. Keep in mind, Slater did not play all of these games. I think he played 9 of the 11. And combined, they went 57, 52, and 140 for 39% of the damage. Style and Xin for Gam have went 57, 72, and 176 assists, 32% of damage. So a lot less damage out of Gam's bot lane. And they die a lot. 72 deaths between the two of them compared to 57 kills. Like, if your bot lane's going negative, that's usually a bad sign. So we'll see how this goes. It looks like Game 5 yesterday, if reading some comments about it, that the top side of the rift was the difference. And that would be indicative of this. You see that Kia's got an advantage in damage and also doesn't die as much as NP in top lane. And then the bot side is SE favored. So we'll see how this all works out tomorrow as we figure out who the final 2 teams are for MSI. And then I can do the previews maybe Monday, Tuesday. I'll film them tomorrow because I start work Monday. You guys will have content. I'll just have to record a lot of it tomorrow. The MSI content. But that's the deal. So if you like this video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. We do predictions. There's only one more left, obviously, for spring. But the MSI predictions will start. Player pool will also start tomorrow if you want to do that. I might end up hooking up with this fantasy app. I've been talking to them. Still really got to decide. I got to decide to, by tomorrow what I want to do with that. Also started my Hall of Fame on the Discord. It's part of the project. So if you're on the Discord, you go to that category. And if you are well-versed in players, and if you're not, that's fine. I'm trying to get it so that everybody are discussing players that they might not know about and learning more about the history of the game and learning about even minor region players. So if you're a minor region fan, feel free to go on there. And we're voting for who should be, Hall of Fame worthy and who aren't. And it's a really fun thing that I've done. There are rules, so if you want to do it, there are rules to it to be accepted. But regardless, it's a really interesting thing. So if you want to do that, or just join the Discord. And thank you for watching.